let's talk about the Brazil match. Brazil lost to Croatia, which isn't a bad thing for the Croatians. It's a horrible thing for the Brazilians, but they played with their hearts. Croatia, they are the runner-ups of the World Cup. They only lost to France in the last World Cup, and now they are in the semifinals. What can I say? Brazil had a very good defense, made a lot of mistakes, especially in the last few minutes of the second half of the extra time. Goodness, how did they let that goal go in? You know, at the end of the day, Croatia played better than Brazil. They were good defensively, they were good offensively, they were good in every single aspect. They outplayed Brazil, and I don't think Brazil put their hearts into it until it was very late. Brazil was walking in the field. They were walking. They were playing a pass game, and every time it reached Rafinha, number 11, or Neymar, they would either try to dribble and go into the area by themselves instead of continuing the passing game, and they would lose the ball. So whenever Brazil got momentum by passing, Neymar would lose the ball, Rafinha would lose the ball. It was stressful. I think the manager did a good thing by removing Rafinha. He removed, Vini Jr., who also, I think he was being pressured by the defense, so he couldn't create any opportunities. So Richarlison, Vini Jr., and Rafinha were replaced, with Rodrigo and Anthony. They did a good job. As soon as they got on the field, the game changed. Brazil was creating more opportunities, but unfortunately, I think Neymar was still holding the team back. The team was passing, and every time it landed on Neymar, he either lost the ball because he was trying to dribble, or he lost the ball because he was trying to do a fancy quick pass, or he was trying to do something fancy, and Brazil lost the ball every single time it was with Neymar. He redeemed himself with a late goal, but then Croatia just wanted it more. They scored at the second half of the extra time with 2 minutes left. A lifeline was thrown to Croatia. They made no mistakes. Brazil made 2 mistakes during penalties. I think the first mistake was not letting Neymar take the penalty kick, the first one. He could have been the first one to set the tone, and everybody would be like, whoa, yeah, we can do this. Neymar scored, bring the morale up. But when you put a 21-year-old unexperienced to take the penalty and he loses it, he misses it, the whole team goes like, okay, we lost this. It's gone. It slipped out of our hands. Especially because Croatian goalkeeper, he did a great job. That man is ruthless. Guys, at the end of the day, Croatia played a better game. They outplayed Brazil. They were more offensive. Brazil had a really tight defense, so they couldn't do a lot. They tried aerials, they tried outside the area, they tried a lot of things, but they couldn't penetrate Brazil's defense until they could. Until, one mistake and it's gone. Brazil wasn't supposed to be attacking after they scored the second goal. I mean, the first goal in the second half. They shouldn't have been attacking. They should have been trying to defend. We saw that it was a counter attack, and Brazil, you saw half the team was just walking. If you watch the replay, half of the Brazilian team was walking instead of running back, to the defense, running for their lives. They should have all been in the defense, but they didn't believe that Croatia would go and score their own goal. And you don't want to go against Croatia in the penalties. We have seen many do that and many fail. They have won 4 out of 4 in the last penalties. As I see it, the only other team that has ever done that was Germany, but Croatia has equaled them in that record. We saw that Brazil wasn't really serious. I think when they lost against Cameroons, they didn't want to keep their 18 goal record. Not 18 goal, 18 win record, which, if you don't know, Brazil had, won 17 consecutive games in the group stage until they lost against Cameroons. The only team that has ever done that in the World Cup. But they just didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like they were in the game. They were walking, passing. They wanted to conserve their energy, but they did it too much, and they suffered for it. The penalties were, come on. It's the worst way for you to leave, right? Knowing that you could have done more, but then at the end, it's just penalties. It's sad because Brazil left, but, Spain also left. Germany also left. Let's see how Argentina goes against the Netherlands. Let's see how Portugal goes. Let's see how England and France goes. I don't know. Anybody can win this one. I think this World Cup is looking at a Argentina versus Portugal finals. Maybe that's the whole master plan. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Brazil did not deserve to win the game against Croatia, and Croatia won. It's as simple as that. And we're going to have to try again 4 years from now. But then again, Brazil is still one of the greatest teams ever. They are the only ones who has won 5 World Cups, and they have been in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and even finals, like every single World Cup, right? The last time they lost in round 16 was maybe 1990s, like 32 years ago. So Brazil still has a very good record when it comes to the World Cup. Brazil is still number 1 ranked by FIFA. Belgium was number 2 ranked, and they didn't go through. So this World Cup is full of surprises. I am upset that Brazil has lost, but we're not alone. Other great teams. I thought Spain was going to win. That first game, 7-1 against Costa Rica. I thought, man, Spain is going to go all the way. I didn't think Germany was going to do much. They're not even top 10 in the FIFA ranking currently. But wow, we saw Germany leave as well. So, this is a World Cup that the underdogs are showing their claws, and every other team has to be careful there. I'm looking forward to Morocco and Portugal. That's going to be a fierce match. But hey, it is what it is. If you guys were supporting Brazil, thank you for the support. They did not go through. We Brazilians have failed once again. But at least we went out in the quarterfinals, not the group stage or the round 18. But still, man, come on. Semifinals. Brazil had it easy in this World Cup. Serbia, Cameroons. They're not that big of, Switzerland. These aren't like great teams. They're good teams, but not great teams. Croatia stopped them from having a little bit more life time in this World Cup. But then again, Croatia, second place in the last World Cup. They're not a small team. They have come to show how great they are. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. life goes on and keep watching Brazilian football. Bye-bye.